Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. I am really excited to be making this video for you because I have received the gorgeous Whispering Spirits Tarot from Joanna Nelson and I cannot wait to dig into it. But I thought it would be really fun to do a side-by-side comparison of my much loved Monstarot first edition that is currently out of print with Joanna's Whispering Spirits. This is the first deck. This is how I discovered Joanna Nelson. I fell in love with this. A subscriber very generously gifted me this deck a while ago, and it quickly became my soul deck, the deck of my heart. And I was hesitant, actually. I didn't back Whispering Spirits on Kickstarter because I thought I would neglect it because I love the Monstarot so much. But I decided I needed it. So it's come in and I'm really excited to do this side by side. But first, let's get into this. I just pre-sliced the saran wrap so I wouldn't, or the plastic wrap. And this is Joanna Nelson's card. She's a very talented artist. She also has a really gorgeous cat deck. It's like Catland Oracle, I believe it's called. So that is that. Now this also shipped with, I ordered off of Etsy. I think she only has a couple of these remaining. The collector's edition that also came with a signed print. And I just love this. I'm pretty sure this is the Sun card. Love, love, love. Oh, and she included a little thank you note in it. So that's really nice. So let's get into this. Hopefully there's no more plastic once we get in. I can't remember, but I don't know that I have a sharp object nearby. So wish me luck. Joanna's decks are larger than standard. So I'll just have a comparison card nearby. Yay! The guidebook is usually created by Trish Sullivan. And this is a very similar style guidebook to the guidebook that came with the Monstarot. Same size. This one might be a little bit chunkier, but the paper also feels different. So this has like a glossier paper, and this has a papery paper. Is that a word? Can I say that? Can I say papery paper? But that is that. So that seems very similar. This actually came in a similar style. No, actually, this came originally in a two-piece box. The box you see here was actually custom made by Dustin over at Modern Metaphysic Man. He put this card on the front for me. This is the Illuminator card, which is exclusive to the first edition Monstarot. Anyway, that's a bit of a sidetrack there. But in any case, yeah, the books are similar. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We're going to get right into the cards. And it looks like there's no more plastic, just a tiny little ribbon. So let's get into it. Oh, I love how little plastic that is. Look how beautiful the inside of the box is. I have to say, this is my favorite kind of box. The original Monstarot box, as I said, had a two-piece, just slide off top. But I love these wraparound with the magnetic closures. Love them. All right, so hopefully we're in the same order because we're going to do a side-by-side. From the original Monstarot here. Cardstock wise, actually, they feel, well, let me get the book out of the way. Yeah, Whispering Spirits feels like it's a little bit thicker. Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit thicker of a cardstock. It feels less glossy than the Monstarot. My Monstarot is very well loved, so keep that in mind, and hopefully these will be in order. I was really worried they would be too similar, but I'm already looking at these first two cards and I'm like, oh boy, these are very different. First thing I'm noticing obviously is that these have an image taking up the entire card with just a little banner with the title, whereas the original Monstarot has this banner at the bottom, which I still love. Oh, I didn't show you the backs. Let's do that. That is what the backs look like. So the Monstarot has this really cute black and white back with paper boats, and the Whispering Spirits has this really beautiful, like sort of green themed back. And I was going to show you sizes. Oops, bumped the camera. So here is a standard tarot card. This is from the Alchemical Tarot. You can see they're quite a bit taller and wider. I asked Joanna when I met her at Northwest Tarot Symposium if she would consider a standard size of the Monstarot when she maybe eventually does a second edition, and I don't think that's going to be possible, but I would love to have a pocket version of the Monstarot especially. So let's take a look. So I love this Monstarot. I love the Monstarot Fool, but this is super sweet. I love how he's kind of floating or about to sort of fly off the hill. These are really cute because this has a very sort of planted feel, whereas I think the Whispering Spirits are going to be a lot more sort of airborne. So we'll see how that goes. Our Magician. Yeah, see, these guys are floating, very grounded. They really do seem to live in two completely different worlds. Really cool. High Priestess. The Empress. These are both freaking adorable. I love this Empress. Her sort of chunkiness, her like bunny look, it's just super cute. And I noticed that while there's little paper boats featured in the Monstarot, there seem to be little paper cranes featured in the Whispering Spirits. Love that. Both of these emperors definitely look like they're in charge. You can see that the creatures featured in these worlds are very different feeling. They don't feel like they're from the same. You know, you can imagine these are two completely different planets. Hierophant, both have that sort of loving guidance energy about them. I love the birch trees in both. Our Lovers. I love how both of these have a you could really see any gender, any representation in these cards. You still get a bit of that masculine, feminine energy. I love it. Oh, look at this guy with his little tomatoes or whatever up top. That's super cute. Two Flying Chariots. These cranes are super cute. Justice. Wait. Hold on. That's better. I think Justice is in the 8th position here. I actually think in a way like this is a little truer somehow to Rider-Waite-Smith because the sword is right up and down. Here we have the sword at an angle, but I love this little armored ladybug here. Then we have our Hermits. I definitely prefer the Monstarot overall, but I mean, I know that because I'm biased, right? But I love this sweetness here. This is really cute. And I love how these whisperings, the spirits that are here definitely feel like they're more ethereal, less corporeal. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You can literally see them like sort of changing shape, almost like a jellyfish or like a, I don't know, that's what I'm picturing. This Wheel of Fortune is super cute in both. I love all the little paper. Look at that. That's so cute. Strength is absolutely great in both. I love the serenity on the standing figure here, but there's a very special place in my heart for this particular strength card. I actually have a signed print of this image as well. The Hanging Spirit and the Hanged Monster. These are both fantastic. And here you get the idea that these little spirits might be nature spirits. You start to see that how they seem to be part of the world around them. Yeah, these definitely have a much more matte feel. Death. Very similar feel in these death cards. And I love how you still get this sort of accepting energy happening here on both. Great temperance cards in both cases. This one in a lot of ways feels a little bit more mature in a weird way. Not just the card, like the entire deck feels slightly, I don't know, there's something about this that feels a little bit more maybe wise, whereas this has more of that sort of youthful or playful energy. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. You can definitely see some differences in Joanna's approach to the art in these decks as well. I feel like there's a lot more variation in color, whereas this is almost more soft and blended on this side. Look at the swirls in the back here. I love it. And I love the serenity of the moons in both of these cards. You still have the creature coming out from the subconscious or from the water, and you still get sort of the wild and the more domesticated energy here. Love the Happy Suns, and this was the print that she sent with this deck. Judgment. Super fantastic. The World. And here we actually have that bonus card from the Monstarot, the Illuminator. This is a really fantastic card about self-worth. I just love it. So that is the majors, and we're not in the same order. So we're going to start with the coins, it looks like. And then we'll see where we end up. So the Ace of Coins. Again, we get this almost like giddy, happy energy here, and this more sort of wise energy there. Again, they seem like they could literally change shape, these whispering spirits. The 3, very similar happenings here. The 4. I still love that we've got ladybugs peeking in the whispering spirits. The 5 of Coins. These also feel very similar. The 6. Again, very similar like layout and 7. The 8. The 9. Similar color palettes through a lot of these cards as well. The 10. Our Page of Pentacles. It's interesting here, actually. It's pentacles here, but it's coins in the Whispering Spirits. Our Knight. Our Queen. She almost looks a little surly. I mean, she kind of does, but she really looks surly. I love this little unicorn beastie happening down there. The King. The Ace of Wands. Oh. Wands, wands, wands. We need swords. Okay. Swords. Kind of off center, that's okay. The 2 of Swords, these are both very peaceful. They both have all the elements I want to see. I think it's interesting that she's kind of on the surface of the water and she's in front of the water. So this is a little more true that way to Rider-Waite-Smith. They both have crescent moons. This 3 of Swords gets me every single time. I think this one leaves you a little more open to interpretation, but this is just, it's so expressive to me. But here again, you can kind of see the difference in the art style. And the style is the same, but there's just slight variations in her approach to the artwork. 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Interesting here. They're still kind of juggling the swords kind of the same way, actually. 2 figures in the back. The 6 of Swords. I love that this one's in the paper boat with the paper cranes overhead, whereas this one has the little paper boat beside. And then the jumping fish. The water's a little calmer here as well. 7 of Swords. These are very true to Rider-Waite-Smith, as you probably have noticed. The 8 of Swords. I like the element of water peeking in here. That brings a little bit more of that emotional element into the card. The 9 of Swords. There's something about the side eye and the faces. I think the faces are very different between the spirits. The spirits don't have the kind of faces that the Monstarot has. The 10 of Swords. The Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords. That's a little different. He's kind of like mousy looking. The Queen of Swords. Much more stern here. Again, that sort of more wise or more serene energy and a more playful energy here. I've always loved how shiny her dress looks in the Monstarot. King of Swords. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. The 2 of Wands. The little planet is on his head here, whereas it's in his hand here. The 3 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. Again, I keep coming back to this sort of playfulness versus the serenity. They're definitely very different energies. 5 of Wands. The 6 of Wands. Love this one too. The 7 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. These are very similar, just with different characters, right? The 9 of Wands. I love this little dinosaur guy, and you can really see that he's tired. This guy looks a little bit more Like he's got it, right? This guy's, you can tell he's worn out. The 10. This one has like a little kind of mini helper happening here, and this one's got these like, there's like bowls of rice. I've seen them in other cards too. That's really cute. The Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands. The Queen of Wands. She looks like she could be related to the Death card. Just gonna grab it because I'm just curious. Yeah, with that neck thing. I don't know. Yeah, kind of see that. Oops, bumped the camera. That's what I get for messing around. King of Wands. And we're on to my favorite suit, the Ace of Cups. Oh, this is cool. I love how the actual figure is part of the cup. That really speaks to that sort of filling your own cup, filling your own needs, emotional needs. The Two of Cups. These two figures look they both look very similar to each other. Here they do and here they do, but these ones especially. Three of Cups. Again, I like that you see this like sort of different figure. These two are very the same. These three are all kind of the same. Four of Cups. A little bit more stubborn here. We're still getting stubborn energy over here too, but it's a little more like, I love how the cloud is like tap tap, hello. The Five of Cups. This is cute, especially because you can see it's like, not only are there 2 cups remaining and a little ladybug friend, but you've got a kite. It's a beautiful windy day. Like there's so many good things around you. It's just you're focusing on that. Love that. The Six of Cups. The Seven of Cups. The Eight of Cups. The Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups. Page. Knight. I love this Knight of Cups so much, and I love this cuddly little beastie down here. Queen. Both with their covered cups. And King. You know, it's hard for me to really judge the Whispering Spirits because I have such, I mean, anything that tries to compete with my Monstarot is not going to really win, right? But I want to show you how these two decks shuffle because this one does feel much beefier than this one. So this one is, even though it's a big deck, I can still rifle shuffle it end to end. I get a good mix. This one's got a little bit of a bow in it, but I do not mind that at all. I better give it some more shuffle in, actually. Well, I guess I can do that off camera. I'm like, but it's all in order. I've got to fix it now. It is a large deck. I do have larger hands. I do think if you have smaller hands, you may struggle a bit with this deck. With either of these because they are bigger. Oh, they are a handful, that's for sure. All right, so there's the Monstarot. And let's see how Whispering Spirits shuffles. And then we'll take a look at the guidebook as well. Oh, it looks like I'll still be able to get my fingers around it, even though it is thicker. A little more of a stretch. Again, these feel more matte. They're not, are they? Yeah, I think they are fully matte. But a beautiful shuffle. It's still a bendy cardstock. I think if these were a smaller card, they'd be stiffer and a little bit harder to rifle. Oops. But not so bad. I did get some clumping there, but that might have been just me. Let's do one more. Beautiful. So let's just pick that one. And we'll take a look at the guidebook and we'll see if there's any extra goodies in there. So we have the Two of Swords. Oh, I keep bumping the camera. Okay. Let's just plunk those in there. All right, so in the guidebook, we have title page, an introduction, a couple of spreads, and then we get right into the card meanings. So let's get into, oh, we're right on the swords. Two of Swords. Divided, this spirit closes their eyes, holding two I can't talk. Divided, this spirit closes their eyes, holding two swords before them to erect a barrier between them and the knowledge that in order to make the best out of this, they must open their eyes to see everything good and bad. Consider it and then take the plunge and make it a choice. Message from the Whispering Spirits. Don't let yourself be pulled in two different directions. You need to make a solid decision that you can stand by, so weigh everything up very carefully before you act. But don't take too long. Don't let the choice be taken away from you by sitting on the fence. Have the courage of your convictions. So, really lovely message there. I've always found Joanna's decks just to be, well, the Monstarot especially, because that's the one I've worked with, just to be very straightforward, really delightfully easy to read. They are Rider-Waite-Smith clones in their own special way, but they have their own unique world. Absolutely love both of these decks. Really glad that I picked this one up. It's just all of Joanna's sweet energy comes through here, and I absolutely love it. I would love to hear what you guys think. Is this one that you're going to pick up, that you've already picked up? What are your thoughts on it? Have you played with it? Do you want to get it? Let me know down below. I believe this one is still available at Joanna's Etsy shop. The collector's edition that came with the side print may be out of stock now, but the deck itself, I believe, is still available. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys really, really soon. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.